Ready for the starting lineups. Jackson again getting a lot of, if you're paying attention to high school basketball here in the local area, you'll know that they shocked the world, Rob. Brian Zare in the semis. Overtime three-pointer at the buzzer. Guy's only 2 for 8 on the year. Doesn't even shoot the three, and got the ball at the end of the game and a huge win.
Scott, that whole tournament must have just blown up their confidence. They got to be coming here with all kinds of confidence that the competition was good down there, and they proved that they belong. They can run with anybody in the country, and we'll probably see it here tonight.
That was again against Long Beach Poly. Again, that three-pointer, Brian Zare, the senior, with an overtime win, 53-52. Came back on Monday, won the whole thing against Capital Christian out of Sacramento, California. Pretty easy win, actually, 54-45. Ron, what do you look for tonight again as Jackson faces an improving but still young Marauder team?
I look for Jackson to come out tonight, try some new plays out there tonight, Scott. I think they may be overlooking this game a little bit, though, because the Mariners don't have a good winning record at this point. So they may be trying some new offensive plays and see if they can get their team better.
12th season for head coach for Jackson, Steve Johnson, telling us before the game about the tournament and the illness that has kind of rippled through the Jackson program. If you're watching the starting lineups and you're a Timberwolves fan, you know, it's Jason Todd. I don't think he's even in the building. He is sick as a dog. But right now, we're going to pause for Maddie Hagee and the national anthem. We'll be back with Tip right after this. An outstanding rendition of our national anthem by Maddie Hagee. We saw her, Rob, against doing the national anthem when we did the Jackson girls win.
Yeah, Scott, she talked to us before the game. She admitted she was nervous. She nailed it, though. She really did. She did a fantastic job.
So Christmas break, the holiday break. Again, Happy New Year to everybody out there. Hope everybody's got their New Year's resolutions set. Ron, how about you? You set them down?
Oh, yeah, I got big resolutions, Scott.
What are they?
I'm going to live the rest of the year.
You already made it through day one, Ron.
Yep.
On to day two.
And you see Brian Zare there going to do the tip. Another Jackson player out. That was Deron Mallet for the Marauders. And there's Dan Kingma, who is just having a spectacular year. Zare now loses the ball to Mendoza. Back out to DeZico. Mendoza, Ryan Mendoza, number 3, and out there just a young team. 5th-year head coach Tom Jensen. They get a turnover.
Scott, it is a battle of youth versus experience here. The Marauders, very, very young. I don't think there's a senior out there, and Jackson has nothing but seniors out there.
Dan King at number 5 there. Marcus Blake, another senior, like Rob was saying. Boy, Dan King averaging just under 20 points per game through the first 6 of this season. Inside to Zaire, over. It's Waite. Riley Waite can't get it to go. And here come the Marauders. Villalobos, number 2. There's a 3-pointer. Good. Starting the scoring is Hagu, Andre Hagu.
Marauders trying to put a little pressure here, Scott. They're going zone, which means Mr. Kingma is going to get some opportunities from deep.
Riley Waite tries to get it again. Great feed, but can't get it to go. Go to the stripe. Wilgris, number 22.
Scott, it's only been 2 or 3 possessions, and you can see that Jackson, against the zone, knows what they're doing. They get good looks all 3 possessions here. Minus the turnover on the first possession, they've gotten good looks.
And they probably will continue as Wilgris misses the first. Talk about shooting. And again, they love the zone. You got to kind of live and die. Kingma coming into tonight, 72% outside the arc. Wilgris misses the second, gets his own rebound. Back out to Kingma, just as I was talking about. 3 balls, there you go. 23 out of 32, make it 24 out of 33. That's deadly. Tied at 3, opening minutes here of the first quarter. Hagu, nice spinning jumper. 5 for Hagu in the opening minutes. Marcus Blake now. Zaire drives the lane. No foul called.
Good aggressive move to the hole.
Brian Zaire, again, just a complete player, is Jason Todd, who's sitting out tonight. A big flu bug going across the Timberwolves team as they were down in Palm Springs.
Timberwolves was a very aggressive man-to-man.
Back out again. Villalobos, number 2, their leading scorer, averaging 12.5 a game. Hagu, now 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Mendoza, what was the call there, guys?
Like a illegal pick.
Did you see that, Ron?
Didn't see what the call was. I was hoping he'd signal to us, but he didn't.
It's offensive.
Turns it over nonetheless. 5:34 opening minutes. Long bomb by Kingma, no good. But the rebound gets to Marcus Blake. Finds Zaire underneath. One dribble and up. Lays it in. The zone is not affecting or not doing what it wants in the interior. As Zaire picks it off again. 2 more for Brian Zaire. 6 total for the senior.
He is going to be tough to handle all night, Scott.
Back out front, trying to get inside to Deron Mallett, the 6'6 sophomore. Head coach for Mariner, Tom Jensen, telling Ron and I before the game, you'd like to get that young man into the game a little bit. Keep him in a game. He's had foul trouble.
Been a nice chance to get the ball into him that time. I think he would have made a shot off there.
Hagu hits it. And Hagu in there. Wilgris the other way. Rebound, Zaire. He puts it back. He got smacked on the choppers. Brian Zaire, an animal.
For Mariner to stay in this, Scott, they're going to have to continue to shoot well. Get their shots, but they're going to have to knock them down. There it is.
And there's a nice drive by Villalobos. Again, another sophomore, 5'9". First points tonight. Blake with a floater. Marcus Blake.
I think there was a foul in there somewhere that didn't get called.
It looked like it. 13-9, Jackson up here at home over Mariner. Now some pressure. Villalobos. Inside, try to get Mallett. Lost the handle out of bounds. It'll stay. Mariner ball. Mariner in the blue tonight. Jackson in the home whites.
might have expected a little rust on Jackson coming off the big holiday tournament down south, but certainly doesn't look like it. They look to be firing on both ends of the floor.
Good help there by Riley Waite. Coach Steve Johnson. Kingma with the bait behind, and he rolls it in. Oh, that was dirty.
Did you see that move? I thought he was going to pass it off.
Oh, that was some highfalutin.
That was Division I basketball.
That was, boy. Talk about eyes in the back of your head. Dan Kingma again tearing it up down in Palm Springs. Villalobos with a tough shot, somebody in his face. Rebound is Kingma. Kingma averages 6 rebounds a game. Kingma, the left-right floater won't go, but he'll draw the foul.
Scott, you can see immediately why Kingma wants to be a walk-on at UW. He's got all the skills.
What a family basketball tree. If you live in the state of Washington, number 1, but number 2, anywhere around the north end here.
Well, you know, we saw his sister at the winter tournament down there in Snohomish. She's absolutely amazing, too.
Kelly, yes. Caught her our opening game, women's Jackson game. The win against Bellarmine Prep. And there was a substitution. That's Holden Roberts in. Dan makes that one. Back the other way, the Marauders. Loses the handle. Turnovers early on, killing them. Zaire saves it to Wilgress. A tough right-hander, and it'll count. Wow.
Zaire is causing all kinds of problems on the defensive end of the floor. He's tough enough to handle on the offensive end of the floor, but he's creating all kinds of turnovers on the defensive end.
He is a beast again. He kind of, he's at 6'4", and he just causes all kinds, like you said, Rob, matchup. He can go inside, outside, doesn't matter. He can handle the ball. And it's 18-9. There's a timeout on the floor. It's time for us to tell you our STSPN Wesco action brought to you by Fred's Rivertown Ale House. Aseptic. Wesco. Wesco Septic. I'm rusty. Too many holiday vittles for me, Rob. I can't remember our sponsors.
Can you remember the refs out there tonight, Scott?
I can't. You probably know them by heart.
Yeah, it's Romeo probably right close to us here. Romeo Escalano, Scott Depew, and Mo Khan over on the bottom of the court underneath the basket over there.
Wesco Septic, awescoseptic.com, 888-488-5588. Lou will probably give me a hard time, deservedly so, as Wilgress knocks down the three-pointer. Coming out of the timeout. Mendoza back out to Tim Angelos, number 30 now. Hagu's got it. Again, the turnovers are absolutely killing the Marauders.
I got him for 6 turnovers right now so far, Scott.
That's it's not going to help you against a team like this. New into the game, it's number 35, Blake Azuno. Into Wilgress, cannot find the lid. Wilgress has had 3 or 4 tough tries right in close range, can't get it to go.
It's a nice feed from Kingma. He should have dropped that free throw easy.
Going to call that on Wilgress, his first of the night. Back out front. Hagu with the 3, already has 1 tonight. That one's not going to go. Kingma on the rebound. Kingma will stop, drop. Not going to happen. Big rebound against with Mallette. There's another 3. Off front rim, rebound against Jackson. Run and gun. Do you want to get in a run and gun, Rob Wygant, with the Jackson Timberwolves?
That's Mariners' best shot, Scott. If the longer that offense goes, the poorer the shot they end up with. So I don't blame Mariner from getting an open 3 and taking it early. But no, to answer your question, do not get in a run and gun with anybody named Kingma.
I was going to say, he's going to beat you usually. And Brian Zare will take a breather. Some efficient minutes for Brian Zare, 8 points. 1:29 left in this first quarter, 19-9. Jackson on top. Wilgers will take it out of bounds. Kingma. Now he's out to
It's kind of a matchup
Ozuna.
zone.
It is a little bit, yeah, they're kind of matching up. There's a nice shot by Holden Roberts. Follows and gets it.
Scott, look at the height advantage in this Jackson lineup versus the Mariner lineup.
It
is significant.
It is. I mean, Mariner doesn't have a lot of big kids. 34, Mellett, who's out, is their biggest kid. There's a 3-ball short. Try by Mendoza. Kingma again coming the other way. Says, I'm going to try and get it.
Kingman not afraid to shoot tonight.
No, he's not. There's a hard shot. Villalobos. This is going to work me all night long, that name. Inside. Great feed, and that's Blake Ozuna. 23-9. Stretching the lead already. If you just joined us, Jason Todd not in the lineup this evening.
Everything's outside for Mariner. There is no chance of getting it anywhere on the low blocks.
Andre Hagu, another unfortunate turnover, gives Jackson the ball one more time. Jackson, number 1 in the state at the Seattle Times poll. They're 35th in the country. Haven't cracked max preps. As the buzzer came, Holden Roberts, who's 6'5", is looking for the foul as he walks off dismayed. What's your thoughts here after one quarter of play, guys?
Well, it's a pretty fast quarter that I saw. I don't believe there was a timeout called in that quarter, but it was
There's one, yeah.
run and shoot game. That's what I called it. And the score has shown it. Jackson's really putting in the bucket, and they're getting some inside shots. It's going to be a runaway, it looks like at this point. But if the Mariners can hit from the outside, it could be a different thing altogether. So we'll see what they come out of this quarter with. What do you think, Rob?
On that last possession, they went and double-teamed Kingma, forced the ball out of his hand. We may see some more of that because I think he missed his last 2 or 3 3-point shots. That will not continue.
No, I think he's 1 for 4. He hit that one right off the start. STSPN's exclusive coverage of Jackson High School basketball is brought to you by Fred's Rivertown Ale House in downtown Snohomish, McDaniel's Do-It Center, Snohomish Bakery, also WescoAthletics.com. Get the game day app, all your rosters, schedules, 3A, 4A, boys, girls, doesn't matter, WescoAthletics.com. Today's broadcast also brought to you by our great family member from the beginning, Kathy Salvadolina, KathySalvo.com. Give her a call, 425-350-0020.
Kingma's on the bench, Scott. This could be a small opening for Mariner to cut into the lead.
Patrick, number 14 in the white jerseys for Jackson, and now Dina Pagu. Pass it inside. Trying to get the big fella. Nice little move. Can't get it to go. Deron Mallett, remember, he's just a sophomore, 6'6". There's Isaiah Patrick with the ball. Now inside, Havorka loses the handle. Rare turnover for the Timberwolves. Mendoza getting beat up by senior Marcus Blake. Boy, Mendoza better be careful. He's going to go over the line.
They're dinging him up no matter where they are. They're in their face.
Marcus Blake. Aggressive on there. Mendoza can't get it to fall. Big rebound, put back, just falls off the rim for Mallett. Deron Mallett.
Deron got some nice moves under the basket in there, I thought.
I think he does. He has some nice footwork for a youngster.
He does. Going to see more of him, I'm sure, for the Mariners.
They don't give us, he's 6'4". He's a big body down there.
2 possessions for Mariner, 2 decent looks. 2 decent looks, pretty close to the basket. They didn't have any of that in the first quarter.
D-Rod
Don't have quite the height working against him this time either, yeah.
rolls that in. Nice job by D-Ron Mallett. Marcus Blake, who played very well down in Southern California, the senior. There's an errant pass trying to go to Blake from Holden Roberts. Another turnover.
3 possessions for Jackson. 3 turnovers, I believe.
Sean McGellin, number 22 now for the guys in the blue. And as we see Brian Zare head to the scores. Oh, Mallett can't get that one to go. Blake on his horse on the way back, 1-on-5, thinks better. Back out, Ozuno now to Blake. Holden, nice looking stroke, can't get it to go, but there's Haborka for a good rebound amongst the trees. What was the call?
3 in the key.
3 seconds, another turnover by Jackson.
Zare's back in the game, things should change.
6:12 in the second quarter here, live from Jackson High School, Mill Creek, Washington. Scott Oshman, Rob Wygant, Ron Henthorn, our executive producer, 5-tool player, Todd Elvig. Big into Mallett. Mallett finally uses some weight there. The strong move.
Nice play.
Yeah, I think he's got a good, strong move to the basket.
I have him for 4 right now.
Needs to do some more of that.
Back out to Blake. 21 on the shot clock. No troubles there. 5:35 left in the first half. Another turnover by Jackson, Rob.
Mariner has a real opportunity. Get it down to single digits here, Scott.
Hagu drives the lane up, and Holden Roberts rejects his little option there he tried to go to.
Fans did.
That one will not go. Andre, 5'11". He took it in, took it to the rack.
Now we got Kingma back. Zare's back.
All kinds of substitution. Again, Steve Johnson, usually plays his bench pretty well. Hagu misses a prime opportunity. Misses both free throws. Zare immediately gets back and he puts it through. All hail Zare as the student section. Small but mighty over there, Rob, the student section on the holiday break.
Still on the holiday break. Applaud those that come out.
Yeah, that's what I have him. Villalobos with the ball, try to get to Hagu. Turnover there. Tyrone Jones, number 34, on the JV roster, was in there for a second. 32. Darian Talavera for the Marauders. Into Holden Roberts. Holden travels. I wonder if Dan Kingman, not Jason Todd, again, they were separated at birth basically, and they've been playing basketball ever since. He probably doesn't know what to do out there.
He doesn't have his other hand.
Exactly. He's closed his eyes. He's used to just not even having to look.
Yeah.
25-13, 4:41 left to go. Hagu. Nice fadeaway, too much on it. Zare with the rebound. Dan. Around the horn, back out now is Wilgris. Yeah, you're right, Rob. Look at the height. Oh, that is from downtown Mill Creek. Nails it. Second three-pointer. Boy, Dan just had to rest his arms on the bench or something.
That's still his range, it looks like.
That was
very comfortable from that range.
It's deep, and I don't think it's playable. It's going in. Here's a turnover, and Kingma will lay it in as well.
Most of the starters are back in for Jackson Scott. The lead is back up to, what is that, 17.
30-13, 3:44 left. Glad you're with us here. STSPN's continuing coverage of exclusive Wesco basketball, boys, girls, Snohomish, Jackson, Glacier Peak. Todd and the gang down at Snohomish. Did you camp out there, Todd? Did you just set up a tent? You were there for like 4 days straight.
Yeah, it was quite a tournament.
12 games, right, in 2 days, 3 days?
That is correct.
Marcus Blake now getting out Wilgris, 30-13. Kingma Blake wants 3. Wilgris there to pick up the rebound. Kingma looks like he's just toying now. Zare.
Oh.
Kingma goes left, bank!
I don't think he called that. But
I don't either. What's the penalty on that?
he's a shooter. The shooters get those.
It's a giveaway.
Rodder, here comes Blake. No one trailing. Oh, Brian Zare goes up high with the fingertips. 12 points for 6'4" senior Brian Zare. Right back the other way, Kevin Villalobos. Zare back, puts it up as he looks to see who's, you got to give me a call, right?
Yeah.
Romeo. Hagu, his second. And now Dylan Mitchell, the 6'4" kid, comes in from Jackson.
He's got 4 inches of hair on top of his head there, Scott. He's 6'8".
Zare, about the only thing he's missed tonight is the free throw right there. Villalobos. What a great name. I wonder if he plays baseball. Villalobos.
Now at the plate.
Now at the plate.
Probably can. He's an athlete. I'm sure he can.
I'm sure he can.
Almost.
Hagu.
That was a turnover.
Lurgus, long pass to Zare. Zare's got size, time, and plenty. Zare just now having a fest.
Up to 16 points for Zare right now.
He's like at the buffet table. Brian Zare just taking what he wants. And that's right into the hands of Wilgris. Easy.
This is what we were afraid of. We were afraid that it just might get out of control early, and it certainly turned into that.
You got to get a TO, baby.
Oh,
I'm not sure it's going to help.
Tom Jensen, fifth-year Marauder coach. It's a timeout. We'll be back right after this. You're watching Jackson basketball on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. Well, Happy New Year to everybody. We got through the holidays safe and sound. 1:51 left to go in this first half here. Jackson and Mariner. Jackson up big, 41-15. Hagu, their leading, well, second leading scorer. Can't find the rhythm, opened the game with a nice three and hasn't been able to connect. Long shot by Mendoza. That was tipped.
Was tipped.
Rob emphatically telling the referee staff.
The refs are talking about it.
I could
No tip.
I could overhear Tom Jensen at the timeout over there talking to his boys. He said, "You're better than that. You're a much better team than you're playing." So, trying to instill a little enthusiasm in their game, get some control out there on the court.
We were joking with head coach Tom Jensen. They got a late holiday gift here with Jason Todd being gone. Dan Kingma says, I'm going to make up for it. Another 3. 1, 2, 3, 4 3-pointers tonight for Dan Kingma.
Look at the battle down low, Scott, with the two bigs.
A hold. Who they call the hold on? Zaire?
No, they're going to call it Mitchell, I think.
Yeah, Dylan Mitchell gets the hold.
Yeah, Mitchell and Mallet are going at it down low.
Mitchell is a senior. Hagu can't find the rhythm. Nice rebound, but great block by Zaire. 3 times it takes him. Third time's a charm.
Yeah, jump ball, possession arrow to Jackson.
Brian Zaire, I tell you what.
Just an athlete, just a pure athlete out there.
Again, Jason, Todd, Dan King get a lot of the publicity. There's Marcus Blake with a nice left.
Looked like Kingma going in there.
It did. But Brian Zaire, I tell you what, he can play with pretty much anybody. Mariner kind of moving around now. 27 seconds. Hagu gets it over and back. And what do you have the turnovers right now, first half for the guys in the blue?
I got the guys in the blue up to 13 turnovers and 7 for Jackson so far. And I may have missed a couple.
Kingma now will hold it.
That'll be one shot before the half here with 10 or 15 seconds left. There, huh?
Missing again, Jason Todd tonight, 6, averaging 18.7
wow.
a night. Great little move by Mitchell.
He had the easy layup, but he tried the hard one.
Tries to get it off the backboard, not gonna do it. 46-15. Not gonna do it. We went and saw Dana Carvey the other night, actually. It was fun. 46-15 at halftime. Hang out. Stay tuned. We'll be back with second half action right here on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. Welcome back. Just getting ready for second half basketball here. Jackson leading big, 46-15 over the Marauders. Scott Oshman along with Rob Wygant, Ron Henthorn, Todd Elvig, Josh Elvig behind the big STSPN camera.
We're going to bring Jake over, too, for some
good. We should bring Jacob Elvig and also bring everybody from the Elvig family over.
There's headsets for everybody.
There's headsets for everybody. Rob, it's a lot what we thought. Again, if you're just joining us, Jason Todd fallen ill tonight. Big flu bug running around the Jackson Timberwolves nation down in Palm Springs. Coach Steve Johnson in our pregame interview said he's still feeling okay.
Scott, I think Mariner needed that flu bug to go through a few more Jackson Timberwolves.
Brian Kingma comes first half 17 points, leading Brian Zaire right there at 16 points. As the blue jersey Mariner loses it, and here's Kingma to add, and there he puts it in. 19 now for Dan Kingma.
There's no let up in the defense, Scott. That's the offense is one end of the floor, but defense, they continue to put big pressure, and another turnover leads to a layup at the other end.
Wilgris can't get it to go. The foul, though, frustrated Hagu. Again, Hagu, he had 25 points in the last game against Marysville Getchell, 15 of them in the second half. So you can see poor Hagu over there. Andre not happy, frustrated, not feeling it tonight.
So Hagu's only got 7 points in this game so far is what I got him for, Scott.
That's exactly what I have him for. Wilgris misses the front end there of the 1-and-1.
Hagu's got to take a seat now.
Yep, 3 fouls for Hagu.
Doesn't help with your leading scorer on the bench.
No. Wilgris makes that one do what he wanted. The senior 6'5", Connor Wilgris now with 6 points. Riley Wade in there, Brian Zaire going to his zone, 3-2 now, but Wilgris, boy, out top, big long arms. Zaire in the corner. Mariner comes out top. Villalobos, their leading scorer, but Mendoza lets it fly. Big Wilgris up for the rebound. Zaire doesn't like it. Swings it around Kingma. Opening minutes of the second half here on STSPN.com. They find Wilgris, drives to the lane. This time he lays it up and in.
Kingman with great vision. He's double teamed in the corner, the upper corner, and still sees the guy in the opposite corner.
Quick hands. 15 plus turnovers, Ron, if I'm adding to your first half. Kingma drills it. Ho-hum.
I got a feeling we're going to see some of the Jackson bench here most of the second half.
54-15. Getting ugly here early in the second quarter. But listen, folks, STSPN would be loved to come out and live broadcast or even tape in high HD quality your event, your ball game, your athlete. Give us an email, sports@stspn.com. Villalobos tries, gets the rebound. A rare offensive rebound here for the Mariners. Skips it back over Mendoza, now underneath. Miguel can't get it to go. 6'1" senior Sean Miguel.
That's 14 turnovers in the first half and 4 in this half already.
Ay.
Just not going to make it that way.
DeZico Irwin sits down, number 1. Jackson now coming again, add to the 54 points. Marcus Blake outside. Yes, indeedy.
There's no weak links on Jackson.
It is shooting practice out here. Wilgris driving the hoop. Continuous flooding him from outside the arc. Hagu, he had to put him back in. Kevin Villalobos, the sophomore, 5'9" with the ball.
Mariner can't do anything against this defense, Scott. Everything's on the outside.
Run against the shot clock here, guys.
6 left. Hagu cannot find the touch tonight.
There's no high post in the zone coming up high to loosen it up.
Launches a big 3. Marcus Blake with some leaps.
He was up by the rim there, boy.
Was. Speed.
Oh, that's a trouble.
Zare. Think he took a couple steps there, Ron?
I think he did, yeah.
No.
It's referee run.
No matter. What's that, Ron?
I said Scott DePew didn't see him. He was looking at his hands, not his feet.
You didn't even get much protest from the Jackson fans here, the Timberwolf Nation.
No, they wouldn't get it.
Mallett turns. Riley Waite didn't know where he was, off the side of the board. Here comes Kingma. Off to his buddy Brian. Brian slices in the lane, dishes to Waite. He can't finish. Back up now with the Mariners. .347 left in this third quarter here. Wesco 4A South Division. Kingma finds Waite. And all head coach Tom Jensen can do is call timeout to try to stop the bleeding.
Well, Mariners not scored in this quarter yet, have they?
He's our PA announcer saying, Rob, do you have your keys?
I hope so.
Ron, you good?
I think so. The scorer has them.
Oh, some Pac-12 scores tonight. The Sun Devils going down to the Huskies. And opening night here, Washington 76-65. Oregon, the 10th ranked team in the country, just squeaks by Utah, final OT 70-68. And back for football, Oklahoma 31 over number 3 Alabama, 31-24. Third quarter.
8 minutes.
8 left in the third. What do you think of that? That'd be a big upset.
That's a bit of a shocker.
Second big upset in football this year.
Back to high school basketball out of the timeout. Head coach for the Mariners going to use them all. Mallett, look at that. That's a nifty move. Well, the big fella.
They looked a lot better coming out of the timeout. A little more energy on Mariner on that offensive possession.
Feed the beast for the Marauders. Riley Waite, meanwhile, good drive, but Mallett on a rebound. Deron Mallett, 6'6", just a baby. 10th grader. Get it in low. He spins. Face him up. Now uses a body and a nice little flick. Mallett starting to heat up. 8 points for the sophomore.
We got a size advantage with him in there now, so he can play that.
Marcus drives and dishes. Now Ozuna. Front rim. Mallett with a rebound. Little stretch here for the Marauders. Hagu. Looks like he took more than 2 there. Tries to feed it to Mallett. Comes the other way. Havorka, no good. Riley Waite there. But they're going to call Sean Miguel. No, what number there?
22, Sean Miguel.
Yep, Sean Miguel.
Yep. Sean has 3.
Mariner, Rob, trying to make a little bit of a run here.
Kingman and Zare on the bench. Things get a little bit easier for Mariner. But
Frank Rossi, 33 for Jackson, getting some time out there. The senior, 6 foot. Ozuna into Waite, right hand. Rolls, Havorka, great crash on the board. And that's Deron Mallett.
Deron has his 3rd foul, so Mariners have 3 players with 3 fouls that I know of.
And give Tom Jensen, head coach of Mariner, a lot of credit coming into this year, again, 2 years ago, didn't win a game. His 5th year this year, 0-20 last year, takes him to the playoffs, I believe 5-7. Somebody can correct me. Coming into this year, he lost 7 seniors, and then through other issues, he lost 12 returning varsity players this year through JV and varsity.
It's tough to coach when you don't have the kids that you grew up with that played well.
That's a big, big hole. 22. Nice feed look underneath Ozuna to Waite. 4 points for Riley Waite. Up top, Villalobos, only 4 points. Again, their leading scorer comes in 12.5 a game. Rob, you thought that got tipped, huh?
Again, it was 2 feet short of the rim.
It wasn't tipped. It just wasn't a good shot.
Everything's going wrong for Mariner. Throwing up air balls now.
Well, they had a little 4-point run here in the second half. That's all they've scored. Marcus Blake, you can't let the gentleman get to the rack like that. As easy as it was. 9 points now for the senior, Marcus Blake. Timeout Mariner again, 65-19, 37.2 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Coach Jensen's got to do some miraculous coaching in the huddle.
This could be the biggest comeback of all time.
Well, just to keep the boys in it, keep them focused, keep them trying on defense. You have a tendency at this kind of a score to just kind of give it up, mail it in, and the coach is not going to stand for that.
I thought Mallet had a good run there to open after that timeout. Big fella, 8 points. He's got some nifty moves, good footwork. Tonight's exclusive broadcast of Jackson basketball is brought to you by Awesco Septic, awescoseptic.com. Fred's Rivertown Ale House, downtown First Street, was there over the holidays. McDaniel's Do-It Center and Snohomish Bakery also in downtown Snohomish. Kathy Salvadolina, Windermere Real Estate Broker, kathysalvo.com. And I always want to thank wescoathletics.com, Ron, sorry.
What'd you have to eat down there at the River House?
Well, of course, what do you think? I had my favorite Asian nachos.
I thought so.
Love that. But actually got to hang out at the bar there with Chewy. Great purveyor, great guy. Go down there, excellent service, unbelievable selection, every beverage known to mankind down there.
And we're sometimes live down there on the screen.
That's right.
You can watch us talk down there.
I feel bad for him. Hopefully there's enough people in there they can't hear us.
That's why he has all kinds of drinks to offer.
That's right. We just sound better and better. Villalobos finally finds the range.
Again, coming out of the timeout, Scott. Mariner looks a lot better coming out of the timeout.
How many timeouts they have left, Ron?
Not enough.
Avorka drives at the buzzer, won't get it, but nice and easy way to come out of the break. We're down to the fourth quarter, 65-21. Comfortable lead.
6 points in the third quarter for Mariner.
Not much of a scoring threat here at this point.
No, a lot of outside shots, and I think Malik had at least 4 of those 6.
He did. And then Villalobos put one in there, and that is the scoring action for the third quarter. It's our 24th live webcast of high school basketball this season, 24 out of 55. Nobody, Todd Elvig, covers high school Wesco basketball like STSPN.com.
You know, I think by the time we're done this year, it's going to be probably right around 55 games.
When are we doing the next game, Scott?
Well, the next game, all the fans will be happy to hear the Golden Tones of the Wedge, Ron Henthorne, along with expert basketball analyst, play-by-play, John McClain.
Johnny Mac.
Johnny Mac will be down at the Cave, down the street. Glacier Peak taking on, is it Shorewood?
Shorewood, yeah.
Shorewood tomorrow.
Should be a good game.
Glacier Peak boys having a nice season so far, 8-2, but the girls setting the world on fire.
The girls are a ranked team right now.
They haven't lost, right?
They have not lost. 8-0, I think.
9-0.
9-0.
5-tool player saying. Again, that big win over Bellevue early kind of set the tone. Havorka gets double team. Just rolls up the front.
Oh.
And that's Sean Miguel. That's his 4th, right?
Yeah, they got Tom Jensen a little excited over here.
Nice guy. Tom Jensen again in his 5th year. Villalobos, I mean, he had 17 against Cascade. They have 2 wins. They're 2-5 overall, 1-1 in conference. Got a 50-45 win over Cascade. Outscored them 19-9 in the 4th. So maybe they're a big fourth quarter team, Rob.
Well, 2-1 in their last 3, so things are looking up. But unfortunately, they're running into the number 1 team in the state.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Nick makes that free throw.
It's kind of a win streak killer.
Havorka, the senior, Nick getting into the game. Oh, that was Rossi.
That was kind of a
Frankie, baby.
right in front of us. He kind of like floored him.
Frank Rossi, the senior, or the junior, he didn't even flinch.
Trying to get a sneak peek at next year's Jackson team.
That's right, Frank Rossi getting some time out front, 33 in the white. Villalobos drives to the left. Hagu.
Got it. No.
No.
Boy, that looked good all the way down, didn't it?
Had the distance. He's on target. Tom Jensen doesn't know he's down 66-21. He's coaching his heart out over there. So Jackson will play on Saturday against Kamiak. Kamiak having a tough season this year so far, not too bad. Hagu spins, 1-on-3, too much sauce.
We'll be here with the girls.
On Saturday,
Yes.
Jackson girls basketball. You want to see some phenomenal girls high school basketball? Kelly Kingma and the gang. Right here on STSPN.com.
And she's already earned her Player of the Game t-shirt.
How many times?
Yeah, you
Every
only give them
time.
so many, right?
You might as well just put her name on the back.
Her brother was looking at me like, listen.
Sure, that's a valued trophy. They probably framed that in the Kingma house.
If you think Jackson boys play fast, Jackson girls,
Yes.
it's a track meet.
They're probably, I think they might be averaging more. Oh, Mallet.
He got bumped. I don't think he traveled. Yeah, he got fouled. I thought he was going to call travel.
Holden Roberts going to be called for it. You know, it's tough. The Jackson, you want to play. A lot of seniors come off the bench. It's turnaround there by Mendoza.
He got fouled.
But Isaiah Patrick, juniors and seniors, I tell you, a lot of these kids could start any other team in the league.
Absolutely. That's why I think next year's Jackson's varsity boys are going to be awfully good.
Mount Lake Terrace having a good season again. Bowman leading them. Greg Bowman, the big senior.
These juniors, Scott, for Jackson, they got to play in practice against Zare and Todd.
Yep.
Every single day.
Dylan Mitchell, 6'4", that's with the hair. Probably not with it, I like to do.
Oh, he's 6'4" without it. He's 6'8" with the hair.
Ron Henthorne, get out the measuring tape. Patrick.
He looks like a skill player.
He does. Nice drive, Ozuna through the lane and puts it through. Ozuna, 4 points. Trying to go inside. The big fella goes left. Mallet coming alive in the second half with 10 points.
Nice little left-hand layup.
Holden can't let the big fella put it down. Loses the rock. Hagu. Villalobos, 4:25 left in the fourth quarter. STSPN.com. Turnaround. Mallet. Wow. Nice. I tell you what, the big fella's got some sugar. Down low. He got some moves. Holden. Nice spin release. Big rebound. Can't quite get it.
Good hustle in there for that rebound, though, for Millet Mitchell.
Dylan Mitchell, the junior. Agu gets the call. Does he? Yeah, 20. They say that's 4, huh?
That's 4 is what they got him for.
Puts it in. Nice free throw by Dylan Mitchell. First point of the night. Riley Waite comes to the scorer's table. He'll give Ozuna a breather. Good ovation for Blake. Give us an email, sports@stspn.com. You want your event, your sporting event, your athlete looking to get recruited. High definition quality sports video, stats, all kinds of cool stuff. Sports@stspn.com.
Another turnover.
Good job by Holden there to front him. They know they're feeding Mallet. Comes off the screen, Mitchell. Back out to Roberts. Roberts wants it off the rebound. Again, another offensive rebound by Jackson. Mitchell backing him. Fakes left. Can't get it. Back out is Patrick. No.
Lots of shots, no baskets.
3:18 left. Rob, who do you see in the Wesco you think is going to even challenge Jackson? We saw Edmonds Woodway couldn't quite bring it this year.
I'm not sure there is one, Scott. We're not even seeing Jason Todd in this lineup tonight.
Can you imagine?
No. Going forward, it's going to take a mighty effort to compete with these guys, much less beat them. Just to stay with them on either end of the floor.
Holden again, great job by fronting Mallet. They use up the time there. Frank Rossi gets called for that one, since Kevin Villalobos to the line. 6 points for him tonight. Make it 7. Our player of the game tonight.
There's lots of players out there.
Kangma, or is it Zaire?
I would go with Zaire tonight.
You would?
I would.
He kind of set the tone, didn't he? Doing everything.
So even on the defensive end of the floor.
Got to give Zaire some loving, man.
Yeah.
Mitchell.
I think Zaire set it out pretty early.
Yeah, he did.
He was just way too much to handle.
He was rebounding inside, outside, driving, hustling, turning the ball over. Roberts drives the paint, can't get it. Rebound Mariner. 2:12 left in the fourth quarter. Tomorrow night, STSPN.com brings you Glacier Peak boys basketball. The 8-2 Grizzlies against the Thunderbirds of Shorewood. Live from Glacier Peak tomorrow. Tip-off at 7:15. Ron Henthorne, John McClain there for the call.
What's Shorewood's? Do you have that?
I can find our crack research staff can get it for you, I'm sure, very quickly.
Sure. I'm not sure I know.
Shorewood Thunderbirds. Coming in. Then Saturday, 3 days in a row, STSPN live broadcast. Jackson
he could have gone
girls.
all the way.
Villalobos with a circus shot. Scrap on the ground. Mallet might be off Frank Rossi's feet.
You guys are going to need STSPN 2. STSPN News.
Oh, we got a kid by the name of Rob we're training here tonight.
That's right, Rob Wygant. Replay Rob in the football season. Everybody knows Replay Rob. Another breaking innovation by Snohomish Times Sports Network, our football coverage. And Rossi gets in the fun. Shorewood coming in 7-1, 2-0 in conference to meet Glacier Peak. Should be a dandy.
Ron, we still got a chance at 80.
Still got a chance at 80, yeah.
29 seconds.
Held it down here. We got a chance for 80 points and 80 turnovers, maybe.
5-tool player saying we're going to bring both Zaire and Dan Kingma over for player of the game, or STSPN player of the game.
Going to go with both of them. All right.
Well, we owe one to Kingma for the Edmonds Woodway. Him and
Todd.
Todd both got one, but their shirts weren't in yet.
Okay.
That'll do it, 72-28. Again, Jackson, a nice tune-up here tonight. The 4A South, the #1 team in the state for 4A. Kamiak next, then also starting on the 20th of